Okay, so good afternoon everyone. Myself Dr. Pooja Yadav and we are studying Communication Electronics for BSc Semester 5 Electronics paper. So in Communication Electronics till now we have studied so many things and we are in the position to define what is a communication network. We can define a modulation, different types of modulation. We can define analog modulation and digital modulations technique also. Okay, in the last week we have studied about what is fiber optic communication and how the communication is done using fiber optic cables. Is it okay? So we are now in position to define all these communication systems. And in today's class, basically what we are going to study is what are antennas and what is wave propagation. Okay, when we have started communication system, so we have studied two types of communication system, that is one is wireless communication and the second one was wired communication. Okay, so whenever we are using wired communication, there we are going to use cables like we were using in optical fiber cables. That is a good example of wired communication system. But when we are using a wireless communication network, like in your mobile phones, whatever we are using is a wireless communication, and through antennas and through satellites we are going to connect between two mobile phones or between two laptops of your whatever you are going to see in this presentation. You are connected through internet, so you are using some type of antennas. Okay, basically we are using some type of antennas whenever we are going to use any type of communication network which is wireless. So why we need antennas? This is the first thing which comes in our mind when we talk of antenna and its designing. So first we will see why we need antennas for communication networks. So in our communication system block diagram, we have seen that first of all we have the input signal which is to be processed through any circuit. Say whenever we are having any data, first of all we will amplify it and then we give it to the modulation system or to the modulation circuit. But what after modulation circuit? Is that data is able to travel in air? Is that data has strength to travel in atmosphere? No, because that is an electrical data, and our atmosphere is not a good conductor of electricity, so it is not possible to transmit the electrical data in air or in atmosphere. So what we are going to use? We are going to convert that electrical data into the electromagnetic waves, and which part of the communication system is going to do this thing for us is nothing but a antenna. Any transmitting antenna which we are going to use in any communication system, it will convert a electrical data into electromagnetic waves, which because electromagnetic waves, they are able to travel in air or in atmosphere. Is it okay? We are not going to see electromagnetic waves, but in successive slides I have that electromagnetic wave. I will explain you, but just for your convenience I will tell you that we have already seen what are electromagnetic waves in details also. One presentation is based on that only. So just remember what are electromagnetic waves and how they are being traveled in air. So it is converted into whatever data or electrical data whatever we are having, it is converted into electromagnetic energy by any transmitting antenna and back to a electrical energy by a receiving antenna. So what a receiving antenna is going to do for us, कि whatever electromagnetic waves are there in air, it will collect it and it is going to convert it into electrical quantity. Okay, so what is the output of receiver antenna? It is nothing but the electrical signals or electrical data. So basically we can call antenna as a transducer also, because it is converting one form of energy into another form. Okay, a light bulb, this is one of the example, it also converts electrical energy into electromagnetic light. Okay, and it has the frequency in hertz. It is also one form of a transducer, because it is converting one form of energy into another form. Now what are electromagnetic waves? These we have already seen, but just for an overview we are going to see this ki what are electromagnetic waves. In free space, an oscillating electrical field creates an oscillating magnetic field which creates an oscillating electrical field, and so on. Okay, so these both fields, electrical field and the magnetic field, they are basically perpendicular to each other whenever we are talking of an electromagnetic wave. And these electromagnetic waves without fading can travel up to a long distance. Up to a long distance means what? These also have some limitations. Okay, whenever we are transmitting some data through the transmitting antenna, till an end it will be having deterioration, or the data which we have transmitted, it will be getting lost at a particular end. This for this you will have a basically example that in some places, in some rural places where we not have the antennas for say your mobile network, you will say that कि यहाँ पर antenna tower नहीं है, यहाँ पे network नहीं है. So what happens in that case? The data or the transmitting data, whatever you are transmitting antenna has transmitted, it is lost to a particular distance, and you are not able to catch, or your mobile antenna, receiver antenna, trans receiver antenna is not able to catch that signal. Okay, so basically two things should be there in a designing parameter of antenna. First is the distance, and the second one is the power. Okay, because both these things will relate each other. Up to a particular distance, the power should be that much of the signal, so that it should be received back at the receiver end. Okay, so this is how the electromagnetic waves look like. This you can see, this these are electrical field, and this is the magnetic field. They are perpendicular to each other, and this is the direction of propagation. Okay, the wave propagates in this direction, or in the third direction, x, y, and in the z direction. Three things are they are perpendicular to each other. Now, what are wavefronts? Whenever we have an isotropic point, what is an isotropic point? I just give you one example, that if you are having a say if you are heating something, say if in your on your gas burner is so small, and if you put a big pot on that, or a big container on that, it will take so long time to heat the things which we have kept in that container. Okay, if we have some put it water to be boiled on that container, it will take a long time if you have a lot of water and there is a big container. Okay, because the point source is isotropic, it is radiating heat energy. But what our in our antennas, they are also the isotropic points which radiates electromagnetic radiations in all direction. So whenever you are having a isotropic point, just a single point, it radiates electromagnetic radiations in all direction, and this can be controlled. You can control the direction of electromagnetic radiations also. That's why we are having so many types of antennas designed to for a particular application. Like you all have must seen the dish antennas. पहले हमारे घर पे dish antenna वाली टीवी थी, है ना, जब हम लोगों के पास सेट टॉप बॉक्स नहीं थे, या तब आपका जो रिसीवर स्टेशन था, जो आपका केबल वाला था, आज भी है हमारे पास। वो कौन सा है, शाहरुख खान जिसकी ऐड करता है, डिश टीवी, डिश एंटेना. सो व्हाट आर दीज थिंग्स? They are nothing but the receiver antennas. If you put a particular antenna in your home, for this reception you will have a better reception. आपको जो आपके घर पे पिक्चर दिखेगा वो बहुत ही क्लियर और उसकी जो क्लैरिटी रहेगी, जो उसका डेटा क्वालिटी रहेगा, रिजोल्यूशन रहेगा, वो बहुत ही अच्छा रहेगा. सो बेटर इज द रिसीवर एंटेना, you will have the better reception of whatever is transferred from the transmitting antenna. Okay, now these are the wave fronts. When you have isotropic point, here you can see isotropic point which is radiating electromagnetic radiation. So if you have two wave fronts, so you will this power is going to be reduced at different wavefronts. So from here what we can say, the data which we are transmitting, it has some limitations, because till some distance the power will be deteriorating and the reception will not be that much better. So what is the power density? We should always confirm for whenever we are designing a communication system, that power density is defined as Pt 4 pi r square. Now what is Pt? This is transmitted power, this is given in watts, and r is the distance from the source. The distance from the source always matter whenever you are moving in all direction. These two rays can be in all direction because it is an isotropic radiation point, so it will emit with the same power in all direction. So whenever you are going away from the source of radiation, you will be having less power, until a point you will have no radiated power of this particular isotropic point. Okay, so these are the things which we should have to consider whenever we are having any antenna in a communication system. So these are some of the properties which we should also consider. These are the reflection wavefronts have these properties. So we are considering reflection and the refraction from a wavefront. So from this diagram it will be clear to you that these are the incident waves and these are the reflecting surface. So from here, if the wavefront is reflected, we will have something which is in between, this is called as polarization. Okay, one second, we'll just talk of this. We'll have one example that the angle of incidence and the angle of refraction are related by this formula. This also we have seen in fiber optic cables, optical fiber also we have seen refractive indices. So this is very this is not a newer thing for you. You all know what is angle of reflection, angle of incidence, and how the rays are reflected back from the reflecting surfaces. Okay, so this reflected wavefront will have the same data, or will not have the same power, but will have the same signal whatever we have transmitted. Now we will come to the antennas. Here in this picture, you can see so many types of antenna. If the picture is clear to you, or in your daily day-to-day life also, whenever you move on a road or whenever you are moving on highways, basically you will see the different types of antennas. You will have tower, you will say this is the tower for Idea, you will say this is the BSNL tower. So what they were having at the top of that tower is a radiating antenna. They are emitting electromagnetic waves in air. Okay, so what is antenna? How we can define it is, an antenna is an electrical conductor or a system of conductors. Why we call it as a system of conductors is electrical is an electrical conductor. Okay, so what is this electrical conductor? At the one end it is having which input it takes electrical input, and it converts that input into electromagnetic waves. That's why it is called as a conductor or a system of conductors. Why we call it as a system of conductors? But because so many antennas put together, they will call as the system of conductors. Okay, there will be of two types, transmission and reception. Which transmit, it is called as it does radiates electromagnetic energy into space, and the reception antenna, it collects electromagnetic energy from the space and then convert it back into electrical data. In two-way communication, the same antenna can be used as a transmission and reception. Here you can see that this is isotropic antenna, it is radiating. This is a tower of antenna, and at the top of an antenna tower, you will have the radiating device. That is basically the antenna, and it is connected through wire. Okay, so here also you will have a point antenna, and it is radiating in one direction only. This is the isotropic antenna, this is radiating in all direction. This is the dish antenna. This is the tower one, which you have big towers on the road, and there we place the antenna like disc antenna. They are the radiation devices. That's why in somewhere you might have heard that if you are having the tower, antenna tower in nearby your home, you will have also you will have some disadvantages from that, because the radiation antenna has had emitted they emits a lot of power. You just imagine the power has to be traveled to a particular distance. It is a long distance. Okay, so that much power the antenna has to transmit. That's why whenever we are having the antenna or any tower, we should not have residential places in between. We should be very long, because any radiation, whenever something radiates anything, it will be harmful to our body also. Okay, so we must try to be as distant as from a transmitting tower. Okay, so these are the antennas. Now we will have radiation patterns. As depending upon various application, we can design our antenna for a basic communication network. So whenever we are designing an antenna, we should have to consider its radiation patterns. Okay, like whenever you are having the mirrors, in if something is reflecting back, if you are just moving the mirror, the image is also moving. Like that, if you will move your antenna, its radiation pattern also changes. And if you have a dipole antenna, if you have a disc antenna, all these antennas will have different radiation patterns. This thing we will study in details, that how the radiation pattern varies. But just remember that whenever we are designing an antenna, we must consider it radiation patterns, because we should have the direction in which the radiations are traveling. We must be aware of that, in which direction we want to transmit. That is what we will have to consider about the radiation patterns. Now, graphical representation of radiation properties of an antenna is called as radiation pattern. It is depicted as two-dimensional or cross-sectional. Okay, now beam width is very important. It measures the directivity of antenna and the reception pattern. Receiving antenna equivalent to radiation pattern. Okay, so here we will see the types of antenna. These are only some types of antenna. Okay, there are so many types of antennas. There are so many types of antenna. We are just trying to have some types over here. If you are able to see this, here you will have dish antenna, like you have satellite. Satellite also have a antenna. Is it okay? So some like you have police vans, they also have a particular antenna. Okay, they continuously talking, they kept on continuously talking on walkie talkie. So there also we are using a type of antenna. So here we have given some name as isotropic antenna, which radiates power equally in all direction. We have dipole antennas, it is half wave dipole antenna, or it can be a quarter wave vertical antenna. Then the third type is a parabolic reflective antenna. Okay, so these are some of the types. There are so many types of antenna, but we have defined some types of antenna over here. Now what is the antenna gain, which is very important? Antenna gain, this is defined as power output in a particular direction compared to that produced in any direction by a perfect omnidirectional antenna. इज इट ओके? एक पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन में पावर आउटपुट देखना है इफ इट इज नॉट अ ओमनी डायरेक्शनल एंटेना, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज एंटेना गेन. Now effective area, this is also very important, relate, and this is related to physical size and shape of the antenna. Now what is antenna gain? We will define it by a formula. This is the relationship between antenna gain and effective area. This is given as G is equal to, sorry, G is equal to 4 pi AE divided by lambda square. This can be written as 4 pi F square A divided by C square. Now what is this? Antenna gain. How it is defined? It is defined as effective area divided by carrier frequency or speed of light, and not divided, multiplied with effective area and carrier frequency and divided by speed of light or carrier wavelength. Okay, so this is how the effective area and the antenna gain, they are related. So how the relation is there? Antenna gain, it depends upon effective area, but it also depends upon carrier frequency and the speed of light. It is the constant, so it depends upon carrier wavelength. So it is having the direct relationship between antenna gain and effective area. As the antenna gain is increased, effective area will also be increased. So there we have a direct relationship between this. See, if you want to cover more area, what you will have to do? You will have to increase the antenna gain. Now we have propagation modes. Now how the waves are propagated through air, which are transmitted through any transmitting antenna. There are three modes of propagation, that is ground wave propagation, sky wave propagation, and line of sight wave propagation. One more time we will see there are three types of propagation for propagation modes like sky wave, ground wave, and line of sight propagation. We'll just see what are ground wave propagation. Here you will see that this type of propagation is used when transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna, they are on the crust of earth, and the signal propagation is directly from transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna, and they both are working on ground waves only. That's why this type of propagation is called as ground wave propagation. Okay, what is there in ground wave propagation? One more time we will say, this follows the contour of the earth, can propagate considerable distances, or the frequency range is up to 2 megahertz. Is it okay? So up to 2 megahertz only we can work on this type of ground wave propagation. The frequency is limited. Okay, because we have already seen that formula, the power and antenna, effective area of the antenna, it relates with the frequency. Okay, so here it is restricted to 2 megahertz only, ground wave propagation. So we use this type of propagation in AM radio waves. Now, what is skywave propagation? In skywave propagation, what we use transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna, but the signal which is transmitted through these type of propagation, they go to the ionosphere, and from there the signal is reflected back on the earth. Okay, so at the earth, at any point we can place the receiver antenna, or at any point we can receive these signals. Okay, see, ground wave propagation means when we have talk of a limited distance, जैसे हमको छोटा सा ही restricted area है, in that area only we want to work. In Nagpur itself, if we want to use, why the radio waves 2 megahertz is the example of ground wave propagation, because it is for the Nagpur station only. आपका जो radio broadcasting होता है वो सिर्फ नागपुर स्टेशन के लिए ही है. अदर प्लेसेस पे दे हैव देयर ओन चैनल. नागपुर स्टेशन का चैनल यदि हमें वहां पे रिसीव करना है तो वी गो टू द स्काईवेव प्रोपोगेशन. ठीक है, इन नागपुर ओनली इफ यू वांट टू यूज द टाइप्स ऑफ एंटेना, व्हाट वी विल यूज, we will use the ground wave propagation or ground wave antenna like this. ठीक है, but what we have to do if we want to increase the effective area, यदि हमें एरिया बढ़ाना है, लाइक हमें पूरे इंडिया में इफ यू वांट टू ट्रांसमिट समथिंग, so we want to use skywave propagation. Okay, then the advantage of skywave propagation is the very important thing that the effective area always increases. जैसे नागपुर से बड़ा एरिया ले लिया आपने, तो आपको जो प्रोपोगेशन का मोड है वो चेंज करना पड़ेगा. यू विल हैव टू जंप टू higher frequencies. And for skywave propagation, these types of waves, they go to the ionosphere, they struck to ionosphere, and they will reflect back to the earth. So at any point on the earth you can receive these types of signals. So we'll see the signal reflected from ionized layer of atmosphere back down to the earth. Signal can travel a number of hops back and forth between ionosphere and earth's surface. ठीक है, reflection effects caused by refraction. Some examples of skywave propagation are some radio signal propagation and CB radio. Like nowadays you have Nagpur station like Vivid Bharti, ये हमारे नागपुर का चैनल है. Now you are not restricted that this type of signal you are going to reach in Nagpur only. You will go to any point on the earth and you will receive the signal. So how you are going to receive that signal? By the skywave propagation, because you are receiving that through your mobile antenna, and your mobile antenna is not a ground wave propagation form of antenna. So in that type you will have the reception properly from sky waves also. Okay, so the third thing what we have, the third example or the third type is line of sight propagation. In that we have earth atmosphere, earth crust, and in this only we are having a transmitter and receiver antenna. So they should look at to each other, they should be on line of sight, जिसे हम एक दूसरे को देख सकते हैं. They should be in that direction. This is called as line of sight propagation. Now one more time we will see that what is the line of sight propagation. Transmitting and receiving antenna must be within the line of sight. Satellite communication, signals above 30 megahertz not reflected by the ionosphere, and for ground communication, antennas within effective line of sight due to refraction. Okay, then what is refraction? It is bending of microwaves by the atmosphere. See, whenever you are using a satellite communication, okay, हमने अभी देखा ground wave और sky wave. In sky wave the antenna is transmitting the signal which is getting reflected back from ionosphere, but this what we doesn't need in satellite communication. In satellite communication what we need, the ray should should penetrate from ionosphere also. It should go in space and they should struck to this satellite antenna, and from there they should come back. Okay, so this is called as satellite communication, and in that your signal is above 30 megahertz. Okay, and it should not be reflected from ionosphere. So this is how we will have line of sight propagation. This is all for today's presentation. Thanks to you all. If you have any question, if you have any query, you can put it on the chat box, or thank you for the listening. Good day to you all. Thank you once again.